It's all fake. That's right. Smoke and mirrors. Nothing real about it, apart from your reaction to it, your response to it, your experience of it. That's real. But the situation itself, smoke and mirrors. Something to understand about government. Politicians in particular, and corporations, and the news media, which is another corporation. Let's call it corporate media. These are industries. The medical industry, industries, all working together. They seem to be separate, but they're working together. The politicians who run the government are funded by a lot of these industries. And the politicians are also funded by, well, people, groups, individuals that's not even in the United States. It's a lot going on here. You have a group of individuals who utilize corporations, industries, especially the medical industry, and also the news media, corporate media, well, as a weapon. They use it as a weapon against you, against us, against the people. And, well, I don't blame them. It's the name of the game. All that really matters is that us as individuals become aware that there is a game being played. That way, well, we can master our response or our role or ourselves as players in the game. If you take the game too seriously, you will be played by the game. However, if you approach the game for the game that it is, you can play it and you can master it, because it's not going to change. Nobody's going to come to the rescue. There will be no savior. It's up to you. No politician is going to come to the rescue. Nobody. No superheroes, no saviors, no ascended masters. It's all you who must come to the rescue for yourself. It's fake. It's smoke and mirrors. It's obvious what I'm referring to. This big thing, the big illness that has taken over the minds of almost everybody in the world. Irrationally, illogically, it's smoke and mirrors. You see, all these industries that I mentioned are playing their part. However, these industries are run by a group of individuals with an agenda. They are focused individuals, and they know that the masses of the people in the world are not focused individuals. And as such, the masses are easily susceptible to, well, having images and suggestions presented to them because they're not focused. And so, if you're not focused, somebody else apart from yourself is going to be deciding what you focus on. So when you watch the news, when you go to school, public school in particular, it's a horrible system to be involved in. When you're on social media, because some people say, I don't watch the news, I know it's fake. However, you listen to people who watch the news. You are on social media, and there are people posting about things that are in the news. A lot of people, whether they watch the news or not, are being, well, they're up under the spell of the narrative established by these individuals with the agenda. I'm not going to speak much about what the agenda is in this video. It's pretty negative. These people have negative intentions. These groups, these beings, these factions have very negative intentions. They do not have your best interest at heart. However, they will present themselves as if they have your best interest at heart, of course, to get you to comply. And many people are doing that quite well. I see people complying everywhere I go. When I go into the grocery store, there are people complying. Fortunately, here at this beautiful park near where I live, I am happy to see that a lot of people are out here having a wonderful time. And that's the thing about life. You can come out here to a park, for example, to the lake, to the mountains, have a wonderful time, and not know that there is a big problem happening in the world until you turn on the news. Now, it doesn't matter, of course, where you're getting the news from. Rather, it's coming from mainstream media on television, or rather it's coming from social media, or wherever the news is coming from. Wherever the narrative as established by the individuals with the agenda, wherever it's coming from. Well, you don't know that the world is a horrible place. You don't know that the sky is falling until they tell you that the sky is falling. But if you come out here and you really pay attention to life, real life, you know that there are no problems. And that's my secret. It's not really a secret to how I stay cool and calm, how I just live my life, how I chill, how I'm unbothered. Because, well, I'm focused. There are things, people, industries that are compelling you to be bothered. However, you have to take it upon yourself to not be bothered. Unbothered is the way to be. It's all fake. It's smoke and mirrors. These industries, these corporations, what you see on TV, what you see on social media, what you see happening, it's run by individuals who know how to manipulate you. They know how to manipulate mass groups of people. They are really good at this. They've been doing it for a very long time. And it's unfathomable to a lot of people. Alas, it's happening. However, you must know it's not going to stop, because there are very many people consenting to the mainstream narratives floating around in the world. You have to take it upon yourself to create your own narrative, a narrative that's more relevant to you as an individual and the fulfillment of yourself in this world. I promise you the sky's not falling. I promise you everything is great. Of course, there are negative things happening in the world, but this is planet Earth. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is a reality of duality. You have the negative and you have the positive. However, you also have the free will, the choice, and the option to determine where you're going to stand, in the negative or in the positive. And if you stand in the positive, may I tell you that a field of energy more powerful than the negative will surround you. And should you sustain this energy within and around yourself, it will become contagious to those around you. You'll have some who really enjoy it. They're going to want to be a part of it. And then you'll have others. They're going to be repelled by it because they're up under the spell of the narrative, the mainstream narrative about this and that. Foolishness, nonsense. I haven't seen any proof of it. I haven't seen any proof. And that's the thing. People are going along with it despite not seeing any proof. Oh, I know such and such who was affected, and it cost them their life. Without going too far into all of that, I will say that these industries are run by people who know how to manipulate you, the people around you. You have to focus. Take charge of your own attention and direct it where you will, contrary to where the masses are directing their attention. Just because others are focusing on fear, despair, negativity, and this and that that's counterproductive to life, it doesn't mean that you have to be focused in the same manner. Turn the other cheek. Focus on something else. Doesn't mean that you completely, I guess, neglect the negative. You acknowledge it. It exists. However, it has nothing to do with me, with you, unless you consent to it as having something to do with you. But that's your choice. Everybody has free will. And that's why I'm not out here trying to save anybody from anything. People are going to make their own decisions, and that's something we have to understand. People are going to make their own decisions all the time. They always do. The paradox is that people are not making their own decisions. The decisions are being made for them because they lack focus. If you're not focusing, if you're not making decisions for yourself, internally and externally, then somebody else or something else is, and that's crazy. But really, again, the other side of the paradox, nobody can make a decision for you. Rather, consciously or unconsciously, you consent to a decision, and it affects you. There are consequences for that. So, that's the message I wanted to give today. It's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. I did promise a couple months ago that I would be back. I've never really left. There's just a certain frame of time, between uploads for me. I upload this day, and then I may not upload until months later. But I've been really busy. I'm in an amazing new phase of my life. My life is totally different from how it was before. I have grown, I have evolved. My teaching style is much different. Everything is so different. And I am just, I am establishing myself within this new framework, if you will, that I've created for myself. Yet, relatively speaking, I don't know. It's so nice to be alive despite what the world may suggest. And I suggest that you understand that it is really nice to be alive. It's best to focus on the life within you rather than scenarios of death being suggested to you by industries, corporations, outlets that don't have the best interest of your life at heart. Can't you feel it within yourself that something is not right? You have to trust yourself. You really do. You have to trust that subtle knowing within you that's telling you that something is not right. All right. I am Arya Magi. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you in the next one.